Have you ever wondered why you are never fully happy? You achieve something and for a moment life feels perfect, but soon that feeling fades away. You tell yourself, maybe I just need something more, a better job, a bigger house, a new relationship. But every time you get what you want, the emptiness returns. Why does this keep happening? Most people spend their whole lives chasing happiness, but they never catch it. They believe happiness is waiting for them in the future, after success, after money, after love. But when they get there, it still doesn't feel enough. And so the cycle continues. What if I told you that happiness is not what you think it is? What if you've been searching in the wrong places all along? This is the harsh truth that few people are willing to accept. And once you understand it, your life will never be the same. So don't skip this video. Stay with me till the end. Because if you keep chasing happiness the way you are right now, you might never find it. But if you listen carefully, you'll finally understand what the Stoics knew all along. Think about it. How many times have you told yourself, I will be happy when? When you get a better job, when you buy a new car, when you finally find the perfect partner. But here's the truth. Happiness always feels one step ahead. The moment you get what you want, your mind quickly finds something else to chase. It never stops. This is how most people live. They wake up every day thinking that happiness is waiting for them in the future. They work harder, earn more, achieve more, but still feel something is missing. And the worst part? Society encourages this. Advertisements, social media, and even people around you constantly push the idea that more is better. More success, more money, more approval. But no matter how much you collect, the feeling of true satisfaction never lasts. The Stoics understood this mistake. They saw how people spent their entire lives running after things that never truly filled the void inside them. And if you don't recognize this cycle, you will be stuck in it forever, always running, never arriving. So the question is, why are we never satisfied? And that brings us to the next part. The reason we are never satisfied is simple. Our minds are wired to want more. The moment we get what we once wished for, it stops feeling special. We take it for granted and start looking for the next thing. This is called the hedonic treadmill. No matter how much progress we make, we keep running in place. Think about the last time you achieved something big. Maybe you bought your dream phone, got a promotion, or moved to a better house. At first you felt excited, but after a while that feeling disappeared and your mind started looking for the next goal. This happens to everyone. We think, maybe I just need something bigger, but no matter how high we climb, the same emptiness returns. The problem is not what we have, it's how we think. We believe happiness comes from external things, but those things lose their value over time. The Stoics saw this clearly. They knew that as long as we keep seeking happiness in the outside world, we will never be truly free. So what's the solution? The answer is shocking. Happiness is not the goal at all. In the next part, we'll reveal the harsh truth that most people don't want to hear. Here's something that might surprise you. Happiness is not the goal of life. We are told that everything we do should lead to happiness, but the truth is, happiness is just a temporary feeling. It comes and goes, no matter how much you try to hold on to it. The harder you chase it, the more it slips through your fingers. Most people believe happiness is the ultimate prize, but the Stoics saw things differently. They understood that life is unpredictable. Good moments will come, but so will pain, loss, and struggle. If your goal is to always be happy, then you will always be disappointed. Why? Because no one can stay happy all the time. It's impossible. The real goal is inner peace, a state of mind where you are okay no matter what happens. When you stop making happiness the goal, you start seeing life for what it really is. You stop fearing pain. You stop chasing things that don't matter. And instead of being controlled by emotions, you learn to control yourself. But how do you reach this state? The answer is simple. Focus only on what you can control and ignore everything else. Most of our stress, anxiety, and frustration come from trying to control things we have no power over. We worry about what people think of us, what might happen in the future, or what life will bring next. But here's a question. Has worrying ever changed anything? The Stoics believed in a simple rule. Control what you can, ignore what you can't. You can't control how other people act, but you can control how you respond. You can't control every situation, but you can control your mindset. The moment you understand this, life becomes easier. Think about it. How much time do you waste worrying about things that are completely out of your hands? Maybe you stress about whether someone likes you. Maybe you feel frustrated when things don't go your way. But the truth is, life will not always be fair. People will not always treat you right. Unexpected problems will happen. So what should you do? The Stoics would say, let go. Stop fighting reality. Focus only on what you can actually change. Your thoughts, your actions, your attitude. Once you do this, you will feel something stronger than happiness. You will feel peace. And that is the real key to freedom. Most people believe that pain is something to avoid. They think that if they could just remove all problems from their life, they would finally be happy. But here's the harsh truth. Pain is not the enemy. Struggle is not something to run away from. In fact, it is necessary. Think about the strongest people you know. Do you think they became strong by living an easy, comfortable life? No. They became strong because they faced difficulties. Every challenge, every setback, every painful moment made them better, wiser, and tougher. Without struggle, there is no growth. Without pain, there is no strength. But most people do the opposite. The moment life gets hard, they complain. They blame others. They try to escape through distractions, social media, entertainment, addictions, anything to avoid facing reality. But ignoring pain doesn't make it go away. It only makes you weaker. The Stoics understood that pain is part of life. Instead of running from it, they taught that we should accept it. When you stop resisting pain and start seeing it as a teacher, something changes. You realize that every hardship is a chance to grow. Every problem is an opportunity to become stronger. So the next time life hits you hard, don't ask, why is this happening to me? Instead ask, what can I learn from this? Because once you embrace struggle, you stop being afraid of it. And when you stop fearing pain, you become truly free. But if happiness doesn't come from avoiding pain, then where does it come from? The answer is not what most people expect. Most people believe that happiness comes from outside, from success, from money, from love. They think, if I just had this one thing, I'd finally be happy. But here's the truth. Anything that comes from outside can be taken away. And if your happiness depends on something that can be lost, then you will always live in fear. The Stoics understood this mistake. They saw how people spent their lives attaching their happiness to things they cannot control, their job, their reputation, their relationships. And when those things changed or disappeared, they suffered deeply. But the secret to real happiness is simple. It has to come from within. Think about it. If happiness is based on external things, then you are never in control. Your emotions rise and fall based on what happens around you. But if happiness comes from inside you, then no one can take it away. No amount of failure, rejection, or misfortune can break you, because your peace doesn't depend on the outside world. So how do you build this kind of inner peace? You stop looking for happiness in temporary things. You stop depending on people's opinions. You stop believing that happiness is something you need to chase. Instead, you focus on who you are, your mindset, your character, your ability to stay calm no matter what happens. This is why Stoics were unshaken by life's ups and downs. They didn't seek happiness in the way most people do. They sought freedom from emotional chaos. They knew that once you find peace within yourself, nothing in the outside world can control you anymore. But if peace is the real key, then why do most people never find it? The answer is simple. They are too distracted by the past and the future. And that is exactly what we'll talk about next. One of the biggest reasons people suffer is because they are never truly present. They spend most of their time either stuck in the past or worried about the future. They replay past mistakes, regret lost opportunities, and wish they could change things that are already gone. Or they do the opposite. They constantly think about the future, fearing what might go wrong or hoping for a day when life will finally be perfect. But here's the truth. The past is over, and the future is not here yet. The only thing that exists is right now. Think about how much time you waste worrying about things you cannot change. The past is already written, and the future is uncertain. Yet most people allow these thoughts to steal their peace. They are so busy thinking about yesterday or tomorrow that they forget to live today. The Stoics understood this mistake. They taught that life happens in the present moment. Right now is the only time you can think, act, and make choices. If you focus too much on the past, you become a prisoner of regret. If you focus too much on the future, you become a prisoner of anxiety. But when you focus on right now, you free yourself from both. Ask yourself, when was the last time you truly experienced the present? When was the last time you ate a meal without scrolling through your phone? When was the last time you walked outside and actually noticed the world around you? The truth is, happiness is not something that will come to you later. It is something you must recognize right now. So stop chasing a perfect future. Stop replaying an unchangeable past. Focus on this moment, because this moment is all you truly have. But how do you train your mind to stop always wanting more? The answer lies in gratitude. And this is what we'll talk about next. Why are so many people unhappy? Because instead of appreciating what they have, they are always wanting more. No matter how much they achieve, it never feels enough. They compare themselves to others. They focus on what is missing instead of what is already there. And because of this, they live in a constant state of dissatisfaction. But here's something the Stoics understood. Happiness does not come from having more. It comes from wanting less. If you're always looking for something new, you will never feel satisfied. But if you learn to appreciate what you already have, you will realize that you already have more than enough. Think about this. If you woke up tomorrow with only the things you were grateful for today, what would you have left? Most people don't even realize the value of what they have until it's gone. The food they eat, the roof over their head, their health, their loved ones. These are things that millions of people in the world dream of having. But instead of appreciating them, most people ignore them and focus only on what they don't have yet. The Stoics practiced gratitude every single day. They reminded themselves that nothing in life is guaranteed, and because of that, everything is a gift. Instead of complaining about what they lacked, they trained their minds to focus on what they already had, and in doing so, they found a kind of happiness that was not based on success, money, or status. It was based on a deep appreciation for life itself. If you want to be truly happy, stop focusing on what is missing. Start looking at what is already in front of you. Because once you learn to be grateful, you will no longer feel the need to chase happiness. It will already be with you. But if happiness comes from within, then why do most people still struggle to find it? The answer is simple. They are chasing the wrong goal. And in the final part, we will reveal the real secret to living a free and fulfilled life. The biggest mistake people make is believing that happiness is the goal. But happiness is just a feeling. It comes and goes like the weather. The real goal is freedom. Freedom from the need to constantly chase something. Freedom from the fear of losing what you have. Freedom from the emotions that control you. The Stoics knew that true peace doesn't come from getting more, it comes from needing less. When you stop chasing happiness, you stop feeling lost. When you stop depending on the outside world, you find strength within yourself. And when you stop fearing pain, nothing can break you. That is real freedom. If this video helped you see things differently, like, share, and subscribe so more people can find peace in their lives. And if you have a story to share, drop it in the comments. Let's help each other grow. Stay strong, stay free.